happens when you take Plunder Patrol and stick it into a Labrynth deck? Well, that's what you have winning the the Lake Worth, Florida Regional. Someday I'll get these names right. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. So we have our top 16 breakdown here. I love when we can get the chance to actually take a look at the full field and see how things are going for the meta here. So Kashtira was the most represented deck out of top 16. Am I surprised about that? No, it's old reliable at this point in time. It's the deck that players want to stick around with, and they want to have the consistency of the deck. The thing that makes, people enjoy it is how consistent it can actually be. We also had two Purely duelists. So once again, you've had Purely and you've had Kashtira, fighting it out for a lot of the formats. So seeing the different little takes here for that is actually kind of interesting. Winning the regional was Plunder Labrynth. And, it is 60 cards. You're going to really enjoy taking a look at that list here in a second. But how was the rest of them? Because that's only 5 decks. You had Scareclaw, which is kind of interesting. You had a Labrynth Unchained list, which we don't have the list for, but I'm assuming that it's just a very simple splash of Labrynth with the Unchained stuff. We've already seen, similar variations to that deck in the past. We also had a Trap Tricks duelist. We had Rescue Ace. We had Salamangreat. We also had Dragon Link, Manadium, and Sprite. Also on the subtopic of Trap Tricks. Trap Tricks have been kind of doing a lot of things as of late. I think a lot of people genuinely forgot that Trap Tricks was a deck that was existing in the meta. And once again, you can go to Walmart and play Walmart Turbo effectively. So I think that's pretty interesting at the end of the day. So your top 16 is an amazing spread. There are so many decks that you have available to you here in the meta that you can very easily get an invite with. I don't know why players they're like, I'm struggling. So much meta's here. You just have to play kind of well. Now your top 8, we have 2 Kashtira decks. Oh boy, meta's ruined. We have 2 Kashtira. No, that's fine. I'm not all that surprised to see that once again you had the 2 Kashtira decks kind of grinding out. Now, from top 16 to top 8, only 2 of those, attributing to that top cut is interesting. We also had Scareclaw. Let's call it what it is at this point in time. You're probably surprised to still see that Scareclaw is kind of sitting around in the meta, especially finishing as high as it actually did in the meta. And then, of course, we had our Plunder Labrynth list, which I mentioned. The Labrynth Unchained duelist did make their top cut way here. Once again, I don't have that list, so don't be like, oh, Robbie, where's the list? Where's it at? Where's it at? I don't have it. We also had Rescue Ace, and don't worry, because we also had some Salamangreat lurking around in the top cut as well, and we will have that list here for you in a second. So, top 8 looks absolutely amazing. It's so cool to see how these regions are shaping up for the meta. Let's pass on over to deck list. You guys smack. Just kidding. So this is Hunter Lloyd's first place list, and I actually think Hunter might be more innovative than Asian Persuasion at this point in time. Johnny can take absolute junk to a regional, but Hunter here can combine all of these engines and always have success with it. If you haven't seen Hunter Lloyd's name out of the top cut, you really should look around, because there's some pretty cool innovations. I couldn't begin to tell you the crazy lines of play that you're getting with this through the Plunder Patrol, through the ships down here, all of the advantage. It's all about how much value you can get off of these guys down here and be able to capitalize on them and punish the opponent. Also, Rainbow Bridge of Salvation being a card that you can actually access in this deck and be like, hey, free value? Yeah, Shipyard's a busted card. Interesting. And then, of course, we have to play our Brick Crystal Beast, but we're playing 60 cards, so that shouldn't really be a problem. Right. Kudos to seeing this deck win. Next up is our Scareclaw Kashtira. We play Fenrir's because they're busted at the end of the day. I see that we are also citing the Scareclaw alternative. Attributing 3 Scareclaws is a little bit scary at the end of the day, but it's a cute little floodgate that you can actually punish the opponent on. See that we're also playing the Baron de Fleur down here as well. Only 1 Vicious. And we do have the Nightmare package in here as well. That's kind of a nice little addition to actually see. No Nightmare Corrupt or Ibly proof, though. So, if we're we're seeing something like that come on down. We're going to have to climb on up into the Link 2s the old-fashioned way. Outside of that, only one Vices. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. I thought a lot more of these variants would want to try to play more numbers of the Vices, just to make sure that, you know, they have enough things to toggle through. So, very interesting to see the ratios at the end of the day for this list. All right. Yes, old oh, well, nope. We got something a little bit spicy today out here. Today we wanted to play one Tier Elements Kashtira in our variant. You know, you honestly don't see this all that much. I think that this card is really, really cute for when it does come up, but, you know, to the people that are like, you know, maybe I want to mill some cards, a lot of people are just genuinely like, no. Now, for the extra deck down here, so we have the Anti-Nightmare Corrupt Ripley card. We are also playing the Skull Wagon down here, so we can burn off a spell and trap. It's kind of cute. We also have the Garua for the draw power, and we have the Goliath to make sure that we can enter into indestructible mode. Okay, so we literally are playing everything to resolve on the Pot of Prosperity to make sure that, you know, the Arise Heart can be as toxic as it actually can be. Yep, that's what I'd consider a good day at that point in time. Outside of that, very, very interesting little tech choices, if we can even call them that at this point in time. Trap Tricks, Walmart Turbo, baby. This literally is Walmart Turbo. Holy crap. You know, when I heard the term Walmart Turbo for this deck coined, I laughed super hard. I love it. So yeah, we do have the Evenly to Disrupt. Yes, we are playing the Droll and Knockbirds to punish the opponent. Parallel X seats for the extension plays. As per usual, don't play this deck unless you're playing these. Make sure that you can filter. There has been a debate on 2 versus 1 of this. I've noticed in a lot of lists, a lot of internal struggle and a lot of internal debate going on out here with players trying to decide on proper ratios and things with this. And I think the argument's fine. I get it either way. And then the thrust into the Herald of the Abyss kind of clean up, or, you know, the dimensional barriers. That's some pretty standard stuff at this point in time. I'll see that we have some Contact C down here as well to make sure that the opponent can't really have a good time either. So that's definitely interesting to see. Okay, what else we got cooking back here? More Kashtira. I see that we didn't want to play the sauce for this list, and I think that's perfectly fine. You have 2 talents, triple book, and triple lance. Once again, you're playing the lance because the evil Book of Moon people are going to turn your monster face down, and suddenly you can't play the game. And, you know, when the big angry Kashtira player can't actually play the gamey-wamey, I understand that they're going to have a bad time. I get it. Of course, we have the Book of Eclipses down here. And, you know, we are not playing the Garua. They decided to have the Fossil Skull Knight as well. I mean, the generic spot removal can come up a little bit more. I'm not going to dog on that too much. It just kind of comes down to, hey, you know, this was the appropriate ratio. This is what I wanted to do. And it looks like at the end of the day, it did make top cut, so little things to consider. Yay, I'm so glad to see Mountain Smasher and Master of Blades seeing the incredibly niche play for the first time in years. Boy, Rescue Ace. So the first things I see here are the 6 books. This has been pretty arguable at this point in time that you do want to make sure that you can play these. The disruption power that these do bring to you is pretty amazing. Please do consider at the end of the day here that if you are looking at how stupid good this card is, that you are giving some consideration to playing these. I've seen more success in terms of the Rescue Ace variants with this than without this. And that's really saying something, because people are like, I don't want to play all these books. Or I'd be like, yeah, I probably want to. You want to make sure that you can have the best odds of success out here. And if playing 6 books to resolve your combo pieces is what you have to do to make sure that you can actually try to win the game, then do yourself the favor and actually do this. All right, so very, very interesting take on the Rescue Ace deck. And our last variant out of this event is Salamangreat. Oh my gosh, they're playing Salamangreat Charge. Holy moly. And they're also playing Crossout Designator here. Haven't seen a lot of these builds actually dedicating to this. This is actually kind of cool. I will say that in terms of the little saucy things to this list, it's just big old Crossout Designator here. Like, your biggest things that you've got going on in the meta are the hand traps. You need to make sure that you can actually play the game. So, we have to play the counterpoint in order to do so. Also, being able to stop on the offensive and the defensive, some of these cards are pretty good. So that's our breakdown for this region. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.